All right, guys, so Apple announced a bunch of products today, the new iPhones, new AirPods, new Apple Watches, and I already did a video covering all of the new iPhones. So now let's talk about the AirPods and the new Apple Watches. We're gonna start off with the new AirPods Pro 3 because I'm actually really hyped about this one. The AirPods Pro 3 for the first time have a new design. So the AirPods Pro and the AirPods Pro 2, same body, same overall feel, everything was the same, but now they've changed it to fit more people's ears. So they've done more testing to try and find out the best way to get more people to wear them comfortably. And I've used them personally, and I gotta say, it feels way more comfortable for me. As somebody who has an ear that's not perfectly shaped for holding onto different earbuds, from my time using it so far, they sat in there very well. And that was actually by design. It's not meant to kind of rest on this portion of the ear anymore. So I'm actually really pumped about that. Feels like they made these changes for your boy. But I am very happy for it. And they've also done a few other changes to the body, like allowing more air to come out from the top. And this opens up room for a lot of things. So wider sound stage, just better overall bass. So with some of the physical changes that they've done with the body, it should lead to a better overall fit and better acoustics. Now, something else that they did was change up the ear tips, are a bit of a combination of silicone and foam. So there's like a small foam component in the very front of the ear tips that allow it to kind of sit in the ear and allow it to just produce that better overall sound quality. I'm curious how that's going to feel with extended use. Based on my time so far, I have some thoughts. I don't want to put them out there just yet because it might be nothing, but I do want to see how it feels to use them in the long run. So we've got these new ear tips, but they've also got new sizes. The regular sizes don't necessarily match up with the previous, so you really got to test them all out to see what works best for you. Now they've got an extra small, small, medium, and large. Now beyond just the comfort side of things, the way it's angled, you'll notice if you get your hands on these, they're angled ever so slightly differently than the previous models. And that's to get that audio delivered directly to your ear canal and to provide that better fit. But now let's talk about some of the features that Apple brought to the table. One of which is live translations. So now basically when you're speaking to someone who's speaking a different language, you can use your iPhone to translate it in real time. Now the way this works is the person will speak, and using the beamforming microphones on the AirPods, it will hone in on that person speaking, kill the sounds of everything else around it. It'll kick on active noise canceling, and you'll be hard focusing on that person speaking, and it will take in the dialogue, send it to your phone, translate it, and then send it back to your ears. So as they finish a phrase or they finish a sentence, you'll get that translation. So essentially it's not going to be translating in real time by the words they say, but by the thing they said, so that it can give you a clean translation of the overall sentence or phrase. And it had a few languages to start, and all of that translation is not going through the cloud. You can do it offline. You just download the language packs for each of those, and boom, you're good to go. Anyway, this feature is going to be mind-blowing. And it's not only going to be coming to the AirPods 3, it's also going to work for the AirPods Pro 2, and I think even the original AirPods Pro. Now, what's great here is if both of you are using this feature at the same time, it'll translate everything to the person listening, and you can use your phone to show the other person what you have to say. And you can even play it from the phone if you want it to be spoken as dialogue. Now, the next huge addition to the AirPods Pro 3 are heart rate sensors. So we actually saw this with the new Power Beats that recently came out, but now that heart rate sensor is on the AirPods. So if you're working out, you won't need your Apple Watch to, keep track of your heart rate or see how many calories you've burnt. You can track your workouts now with just your AirPods. And Apple Fitness even has this special UI so that while you're working out, you can kind of see all your info very easily, but you also have access to Workout Buddy. So right from your earbuds, you can have this AI coach basically cheering you on, letting you know how you're doing, giving you these positive updates. And for the folks who like to work out and get that extra motivation, that's gonna be a nice feature to try. What I do like though is with Apple Fitness Plus, when you're doing your workout, it can sync right to your workout, so you can see your heart rate right in the corner, as well as just calories burned and that kind of thing. And now let's talk about the active noise canceling. So now we have twice the performance with active noise canceling, so 2 times better, but also with the passive noise cancellation, because with the foam infused ear tips, that actually provides a better seal. So overall, you should experience way less noise bleeding into your audio. I got a chance to mess around with it. I will say it's actually really impressive. Hearing like these really crazy sounds, and all we could feel were like the rumbles from the sounds, and all I could hear was my music, but I felt the rumbles from the outside sound. Really crazy thing to try out. I always thought the AirPods Pro had really good active noise canceling and transparency mode, but Apple found a way to improve both of those. Now, a huge upgrade here is the extra 2 hours of battery life that you get on a single charge. So instead of working for 6 hours, it'll now work for 8 hours on a single charge. And if you use the hearing aid mode, that'll go up to 10 hours. And what's nice here is that they kept the price the same, so you're gonna be able to get your hands on these for $250. So those are the new AirPods Pro 3. Let's talk about the new Apple Watches. Now with the Series 11, we're getting a thinner overall design. It's the thinnest, and they say the most comfortable Apple Watch yet. And for the display, we're looking at INX glass with a ceramic coating to help with scratch resistance. And there's also going to be 5G support, which is actually pretty interesting. One of the features I think a lot of people will be happy about is the high blood pressure detection. For me, I love when features like this come out. Sleep apnea, high blood pressure, I think these are things that impact a lot of people and they don't know it. And it does way more damage than people think it does. So now with the watch being able to detect these things, it'll put it on your radar, let you know, hey, you should probably check it out and go to a doctor and see if you really got it. That coming to the Apple Watch, for me, huge deal. And honestly, a lot of times some of those health concerns go hand in hand. Sleep apnea could lead to high blood pressure. And so if you can figure that all out from just owning an Apple Watch, listen, changed my life personally when it comes to the sleep apnea thing, but that's a story for another day. You'll now also be able to get your sleep score from your Apple Watch, as you know, it tracks your sleep, tells you the quality of the sleep that you've gotten, your REM sleep, all those different things. And sleep is something we've been able to track on the Apple Watch for a little while now, but you get a score now similar to like what we've seen with the Oura Ring, where they give you like this readiness score based on your quality of the sleep that you got. Now we're gonna be getting something similar here to let you know what to expect throughout the day based on those sleep metrics. And now when it comes to battery life, the Series 11 is going to be giving us up to 24 hours, which is actually really great. And of course, there are a few color options. We've got jet black, silver, rose gold, space gray, and on the titanium side of things, natural gold and natural slate. Now that's the Series 11. Let's talk about the Ultra 3. We're looking at the largest display on an Apple Watch yet. They've managed to make those bezels even thinner so you get a little bit more real estate out of your screen. And here you'll also get that 5G and satellite connectivity. Satellite being, of course, really important on something like the Ultra for all the hikers and joggers out there who might end up in places they shouldn't be. I don't know why people go outside. Now for the Ultra, we're looking at up to 42 hours of battery life, which is just insane. Like 42 hours on the Ultra, I can't wait to give that a try. That sounds like multi-day use, and I think it has like a different refresh rate, so you can see more of those seconds ticking when you're got your always on display, so which is a nice addition along with the size increase. And last but not least, we've got the Apple Watch SE 3. Now this is the more affordable option of the Apple Watch, but we're getting a lot of features that have trickled down over to this version, like the sleep apnea detection, as well as that high blood pressure detection. So a lot of the things that make the Apple Watch special are now coming down to the most affordable model. And one of those features is now actually the always on display. So if you like to have that always on display going so you can just kind of glance at your watch and see the time, you're now going to be getting that for the first time on the SE models, as well as a new chip. You're getting the S10 chip, so you get that overall better performance here too. Now in terms of features, we're seeing some features actually trickle down to the SE3. We're now going to see the sleep apnea detection. It also has the wrist temperature sensor, so that's going to help women track their like menstrual cycles, that kind of thing. And you'll also get your sleep score, so you can see how well rested you are for the day. And of course, you're gonna get 2 colors for the SE, Midnight and Starlight, and that's pretty much it. What do you guys think of the new Apple Watch lineup? Anything here that makes you feel like upgrading? What are your thoughts on the AirPods Pro? Let me know with a comment down below. A lot of devices this year, but we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.